Staffing shortages. We are weeks away from a new school year. Coming up on the news at 5, a live report on what is causing the shortage in Montgomery County. And less pain at the pump where gas prices stand tonight and why filling up your tank might not be so bad this week. And later messages of hate. What a local community is saying tonight after they found spray-painted hate words in a local park. Good evening and thank you for joining us for the news at 5. I'm Mark Hall. A flash flood warning is in effect in parts of the DMV. We begin with team coverage tonight with Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb, Meteorologist Scott Sumner. Janessa, let's start with you.
Yeah, good evening, Mark. We do have a very dangerous setup that's making its way over Prince George's County. If we could actually switch to our, is that links 1, to show you exactly what is happening. We have a stalled out storm that is not making much movement across the area. Let me just tell you exactly the scenario. You can see right there, that is the storm system that has not budged any across the county. Now, with some of our rainfall rates, we are talking about potential, if this storm continues with this slow movement, up to 1 to 2 inches per hour. Unfortunately, this is just for the evening commute, so a very dangerous setup with all the instability that is currently in the atmosphere. Now, you can see this storm continues to get stronger, but it's very important that I tell you exactly where it's going, south and east, going to be into the central part of Prince George's County. Scott, if we could put on a storm track so we can get down to ground level. This is across 295 in some areas, but some cities that we really want to be looking at. That's Hyattsville going into the next 10 to 15 minutes, but you can see the surge of moisture continues its flow more to the south and east. The problem is that we have so much instability that's in the atmosphere with all this heat and humidity. It's allowing these storms to really get enough juice across the area. So that's why a flash flood warning will remain in place until 7 p.m. for Prince George's County. Now, these are our rainfall totals. If this storm continues to stay stagnant, which it's currently doing across the area, we are talking about 1 inch to 2 inches. And I'm going to forecast here about a possibility of 2 to 3 inches in some spots just south of Glendale. And this is the central part of Prince George's County. So hydroplaning, ponding is currently taking place across that area, and we'll continue to get updates from the National Weather Service because the storm has little to no movement. Scott?
Okay, Janessa, absolutely. It hasn't had too much movement here. And you see, again, putting back to the regular radar, and you can see the box is, again, that flood warning that goes in effect until 7 p.m. For Prince George's County. There it is right there. There we go. Prince George's till 7. So, with that being said, where is this going to possibly move? Let's take a look at our future scan, and we'll put that into motion right there. There we go, and take that off, and you can see the heaviest rain starts to move away. So I would say within the next hour to hour and a half, we can see some of that heavy rain continue to push towards the east, out of PG County, and then moving into the next county, which would be Anne Arundel County. Janessa?
Yeah, I want to get down to street level because we currently are dealing with people on roadways right now. And so it's very important that if you're across Prince George's County or if you have family or friends that are traveling home, let's get down to street level where the strongest part of this storm is currently lying. We want to take off the laps currently and show where the stagnant movement of this storm. Once again, flash flood warnings currently in place for Prince George's County until 7 p.m. The reason for that, we do think we have a storm system that has a ton of moisture instability in the atmosphere, and it's currently sitting down across this area, and that will produce rainfall rates of 1 to 3 inches per hour, and that's why we have a flash flood emergency currently in place. Now, this is the rainfall rate. Oh, that's just incredible. We're talking about 6 to 7 inches if this storm continues to stay stagnant. So that's just south of Rudolph Village, just to the north and west of Ritchie. And so most of these spots, we're talking kind of an isolated area right here. So we're kind of getting lucky, but you do have these cities expanding well to the east, and we're talking potential of 3 inches. And so that's why we have emergency officials issuing warnings for people. You probably had that emergency warning on your cell phone go off, because what they're dealing with is a ton of moisture that is dropping fairly fast. Let me be very clear. Turn around, don't drown. You know the statement, but this is a fluid situation where people are heading home right now, and we do not want you to go into large amounts of water, because that's what we are experiencing across Prince George's County. Now, let's widen out and show you the bigger view of things. Right now, it's across that county, but there is that possibility, Scott, I think Charles County, Calvert as well. We're also going to be watching for potential, this is the northern neck, you know, water spouts with this strong of a storm, but right now we are just issuing that for Prince George's County. Can we put a future cast, or what we are thinking is going to be the primary setup with this storm system, Scott?
There we go. So our future cast, and there was another heavy rain band that is out ahead of that band that you see just in the south of the box area, the flash flood watch. So here's the reflectivity again. That's what's happening here. What our future scan is picking up on is this moving a little bit faster, but needless to say, in the general vicinity. So there's 2 little bands, and you just mentioned, Janessa, about a water spout potentially. Yeah, some heavier bands are going to be moving across the Chesapeake Bay here in a short amount of time. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, they do have marine warnings issued for the northern portions of the Chesapeake, from Sandy Point to North Beach, Maryland. That will go till 6:30. So yes, these showers and storms are moving pretty heavily across the area, but once again, it's dropping very much heavy rain across the region as well. But at least, as Janessa had mentioned, they are moving. So that's a positive thing here over the next hour or so. So yeah, turn around, don't drown. I know it's a typical saying, but certainly that's what you want to do under these circumstances right now. Janessa?
So just to reiterate what we are looking at, folks, if you have family or friends that are driving home right now, if you are in Prince George's County, this is the current flow of this storm. Look at the movement. It's actually making its way south and east, so it's currently moving out of the area. Let's show you when you take off the laps. Look at where the box is. This is where the flash flood warning currently in place. There's no lapse, so the storm is completely almost out of that area, and that is the positive news. And so what I'm thinking is about to happen, or what should happen, is this box starts to get extended into a flash flood warning zone for the rest of Prince George's County. Is that correct, Scott?
That is right. So it'll be staying in Prince George's County. I think it's a little bit too far north for Calvert and St. Mary's County. And like I said, this is moving to the east and the southeast. So we'll be looking at this actually moving into Anne Arundel County here in a short amount of time. And again, some of the highways and byways across the area. We're looking here, 495, which is the furthest major road here. There we go. There's the Beltway. Here's D.C. back in through Washington. I'll just highlight that with a telestrator. So you've got D.C. back in through here. You've got 495 right around here. So a lot of this heavy stuff is now moving further east. And this road right here that I'm highlighting, that is Highway 50. That's going to be heading out towards the Bay Bridge, out towards Annapolis's way. So needless to say, we do have, there we go, we're on the graphic now, and as you can see, we have this heavier rain band. This one right here around Parole and Annapolis, Gentry and Annapolis Overlook. This is the one that is heading towards the Chesapeake, and why the National Weather Service has also issued a marine warning for those boaters that are out there. It's summertime after all. It's a beautifully hot day, hot in the afternoon. That has been the biggest story, the heat and humidity up until this point, but needless to say, that has fired up some showers and thunderstorms, typical for this time of year, and they are continuing to move here. We'll lapse that. I'm going to up the lapse minute. Instead of 1 minute increment, it'll be 5 minute intervals, so it will move a little bit faster for you. But again, you can see the motion of this, as Janessa has been mentioning here, and it is moving to the east and southeast slightly. And again, I think, Janessa, they should probably drop this box and move on.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So I just want people to know, if you're in Prince George's County, you see where the polygon box is. It's about to move out of the area. This should be extended. If I was a National Weather Service, I would extend this box because it's making its way into more of the south and eastern counties. So we're not just in the clear just yet, but they have that flash flood warning in effect until 7 p.m. So if you're in Kettering, Largo, Greenwood Manor, Ritchie, you are seeing the heavier downpours right now. No light. Can you put on the lightning to make sure
absolutely.
if anything's associated with that?
In this particular area, only 2 strikes, but as I widen out the view, we encompass more. Those total strikes come up a little bit there as well. So not only do we have the heavy rain encompassing this part of the area, but we also have the thunder and the lightning as well. So certainly get inside, seek shelter as soon as you can. And just one last look here at the entire DMA. We do have other pockets of active weather that are back off to the west, but a lot of those right now, or the strongest of those, is just out of our viewing range. Of course, Janessa and I will be here throughout the evening. We'll take care of that and keep you covered and keep you safe throughout the evening. Now back over to the news desk.
Scott and Janessa, thank you very much. We'll check back in just a few moments. Well, new developments in the Frederick County primary exactly a week after the Board of Elections posted election results. The board is now preparing for a rescan. DC News Now's Michaela Newton tells us why.
Just 1 week after Frederick County's primary election results were posted, the board says they want to rescan ballots due to a discrepancy.
When we were preparing to do the County Council District 3 Democratic primary contest recount, we found a discrepancy between the number of votes cast that we had certified and the number of ballots for the mail-in ballot and provisional ballot categories.
Anthony Gutierrez, Deputy Election Director, says he boils it all down to common human error and says it happened when the board was preparing for a recount of the County Council District 3 election. The recount has been postponed until after the rescan is complete.
We could not be certain that it was in a particular district or contest. So again, for an overabundance of caution and accuracy and transparency, we're going to ask the board to allow us on Wednesday to simply rescan all of those ballots in those 2 categories I mentioned. That's the plan at this point going forward.
On Wednesday, the board will request to decertify the results, conduct the rescan, and recertify the new results. It is expected to take 2 days.
And then we will do a full review to try and pinpoint what actually the errors were, and we're going to work with the State Board of Election staff and other local board staff to advise us so that we can make sure that, number one, this doesn't happen again, and to also improve our processes to make sure we're ready for the November general election.
Reporting in Frederick County, Maryland, I'm Michaela Newton, DC News Now.
Michaela, thank you. We continue to follow the fight to the finish in Montgomery County. We still do not know who will be the county executive. Current Montgomery County Executive Mark Elrich is pulling ahead now with just 42 votes. And even though his opponent wants a recount, Elrich came out and said the race is over and he's the winner. Now, because the margin is so close, David Blair says a recount must be done. And as of today, the race is yet to be called, but in Maryland, candidates have 3 days after the race is certified by election officials to petition for a recount, which is what Blair will do. Now, David Blair released a statement on social media after several weeks of counting and virtually all votes recorded. The Associated Press has declared the race too close to call. Given the close margin, we will be requesting a full recount. Well, after Mark Elrich releasing a statement claiming victory, saying, "I'm honored to be the Democratic nominee for county executive, and I want to thank the voters. I love this county and care about our residents so very deeply." Well, the over 1 million residents of Maryland's largest county are still unsure who will be their next executive, and it could be announced this week, or if the recount happens, we might not know for several weeks. Well, summer vacation is drawing to a close, and it won't be much longer before area children head back to the classroom, and that includes Montgomery County students. Dave LaValle joins us from Bethesda Elementary School and tells us about some of the challenges the district faces ahead of the new school year. Good evening, Dave.
Mark, Bethesda Elementary is among the 209 schools that make up the Montgomery County School District. It's the state's largest with more than 24,500 employees. Yet the district faces a similar challenge that others around the state and the country are dealing with right now, a shortage of workers.
This year, as in previous years, we've had many positions to fill.
This year is no different for Montgomery County School Superintendent Dr. Monifa McKnight. The district has just over 600 openings available.
That challenge is real and has brought about not only the typical cycle of retirements and major life changes, but of course, due to COVID-19, many families had to make choices.
89 teachers are awaiting to be approved before they start their new jobs. McKnight said there are another 157 full-time teaching positions. 89 teachers are awaiting to be approved before they start their new jobs. McKnight said there are another 157 full-time teaching positions waiting to be filled.
Our starting salary for teachers averages around $62,000.
McKnight added the district has hired 833 teachers since the start of the last hiring season. The district still needs more employees. The district is waiting for the word to bring on board 83 support staff, including bus drivers. There are still 367 slots to be filled.
We are moving along. We are 98% staffed.
That's district-wide. McKnight said the district won't rest until it's fully staffed. And McKnight said the district will look to hire more employees during the August 27th back-to-school fair at Westfield Wheaton Mall and the Montgomery County Fair. That starts this Friday. Live in Bethesda, Dave Laval, DC News Now.
Dave, thank you. The new school year starts for Montgomery County Public Schools students August 29th. Olivia Newton-John, pop singer who found stardom with Grease, has died. Joining us now in the DC News studio is DC News anchor Chris Flanagan with more. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Mark. Good afternoon. Olivia Newton-John was 73 years old. Her family posted on Facebook saying she died at a ranch in Southern California this morning where she's surrounded by her family and friends.
Summer days drifting away to another summer night.
Newton-John, of course, most well known for her role as Sandy Olsen in Grease, but she was also passionate about the environment and animal rights. She was a singer, songwriter, actress, entrepreneur, and activist who won 4 Grammys and had 5 #1 hits and 10 top 10 hits. She also had 2 #1 albums in the 1970s. Newton-John had 3-decade-plus battle with breast cancer. However, her family did not release her cause of death today. Her husband did say that any donations be made in her memory to the Olivia Newton-John Foundation Fund. I'm Chris Flanagan, DC News Now.
Chris, thank you. Well, today, family and friends said goodbye to 2 Maryland sisters who died in a house fire in New York. A funeral service was held for Jillian and Lindsay Weiner at the Washington Hebrew Congregation. The sisters from Potomac died last week while vacationing with their family in Long Island. Now, they were graduates of Holton Arms School in Bethesda. Their father was named as president of the congregation 2 months ago. They are survived by their parents and their brother, Zach. Well, the father and son who fatally shot Ahmaud Arbery after chasing the 25-year-old man in a Georgia neighborhood have been sentenced to life in prison for committing a federal hate crime. 36-year-old Travis McMichael and his father, 66-year-old Greg McMichael, were sentenced today in the port city of Brunswick. Both father and son were sentenced earlier this year to life without parole in a Georgia state court for Arbery's murder. Well, tonight, the memorial lies at the base of the tree where lightning struck last week. 3 people have died, a couple from Wisconsin and a 29-year-old man from Los Angeles. The last victim, a woman, remains in the hospital tonight. Well, senators are leaving Washington after passing the Inflation Reduction Act late Sunday. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is calling the House back from August recess to vote on a $430 billion package on Friday. Anna Warnicki is in Washington with more.
After nearly 20 hours of debate, the Senate passed the Inflation Reduction Act on Sunday, 51-50, with Vice President Kamala Harris breaking the tie.
And the bill, as amended, is passed.
The bill is a major legislative victory for Democrats.
It's been a long, tough, and winding road. At last, we've arrived, and we are elated.
It would raise $700 billion over 10 years and spend over $430 billion to reduce carbon emissions, extend health insurance subsidies, and reduce the deficit. But Republicans blasted the bill, calling it a reckless spending spree.
Democrats have already robbed American families once through inflation, and now their solution is to rob American families yet a second time.
The bill now heads to the House, where lawmakers are set to return from their August recess for a vote on Friday.
The bill is expected to pass the Democratic-controlled House. Still, House Republicans took to Twitter to say they won't support it. Ohio Republican Congressman Jim Jordan said in a tweet, quote, "Last night, Senate Democrats voted to raise your taxes. On Friday, House Democrats will do the same in the middle of a recession." But President Biden says the major budget bill will help Americans. He says he's ready to sign the bill into law once the House approves it. In Washington, I'm Anna Warnicki.